We will find out. So Miss Nightmare will be making her debut. Misti will be defending her newly won Survival Championship. Penny debuting her new attire, her new walking to the ring attire. Miss Frost, Miss Nightmare making their debuts. And Tidy News showing her alternate outfit in this TSW Women's Survival Championship. So quite a bit of stuff going on, quite a bit of firsts and newses and things. And I'm going to tell you, it is tough keeping up with 50 different wrestlers' finishing moves, especially with a new startup promotion like this and coming up with new names and new stuff, and me not calling them what they're really called. That's not easy. Some of them are very easy because we've seen them before. But even Toast My Goats, we just change it to the Extraction, which I find to be hilarious. But it's still hard saying it right off the bat, you know what I mean? So bear with me. Over these next 3 or 4 or 5 episodes, it'll get easier and easier and easier for some of these wrestlers as we see some of them moving on and some of them winning. So, this is all random. We do not know how this is going to go. We do not know what order the wrestlers are going to wrestle in.
The challenger from Salt Lake City, Utah, the Boss.
The Boots, making her way down to the ring. Also realize, I don't wrestle as any of these. All I do is I call the action, and I am seeing it for the first time, just like you're seeing it for the first time. We're seeing this go down live. This is one of the toughest titles, not only to win, but really the toughest title to defend right now. There might be another one that we see soon that might be tougher than this one to defend. But we call those like specialty belts. So Miss Frost, the Boots, we know will not be the first 2 wrestlers competing tonight. We did make a change so that it's now 2.5 minutes between matches. I did run a test run on that. That seems to be the perfect little spot. 3 minutes seemed a little too long. 1 minute was way too fast. Like 1 minute didn't even matter where you lined up, you know, because 1 minute it's like bam, 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 2, 3 wrestling moves happen. Next guy, bam, bam, bam. Next guy, bam, bam, bam. Next guy. All 6 were out, right? There wasn't even an elimination done in that amount of time. So there was no advantage, honestly, to be in 6th or to be in 1st. Very, very, very little. So the champion, we know, will not have to start from one of the first 2 positions. And it's going to be typical for whoever, men and women, whoever win this title will get at least 1 world title shot Like, it can't be the toughest title to win and then you don't get something for it. You know what I mean? Which means soon Recon Delta will get his world title shot. Is it going to be against Totes My Goats? Could be. Maybe not. So you see, this is what I was talking about. Miss Nightmare on the way to the ring. Look, she has the long hair. Obviously hair extensions. Because when she wrestles, she does not have long hair. But I think for the ring entrance, maybe it's a wig, who knows. But for the ring entrance, it definitely looks cooler. Blake Shelton wrote a song about it. Sure would be cool if you did. But you can see now when she wrestles, short hair. So I'm telling you, there's some very powerful women that are going to be wrestling. But now, both of the women making their debut tonight do not start from the beginning. Now here is the coolest entrance in all of TSW wrestling. Comes out with no entrance attire on, just her wrestling attire. Drops the green smoke, and when she comes out, the wrestling entrance attire is on. How's she do it? I don't know. It's magic. But Penny will be one of the first two to start wrestling. So it's going to be her, and it looks like Tidy News. They are going to have the longest road to hoe in this one. The glowing eyes, just freaky. Hey, we can't see where... Oh, we can see the eyes. That's how we know. You know, you look at Penny and GC Rock and their outfit, and you know, with them being the owners, really, of TSW Wrestling, would they ever have alternate attire without TSW? And anybody could really wear the TSW logo or the brand if they wrestle for TSW Wrestling. You see what I mean? Like this outfit here could have the brand or the logo as far as that goes. Not, you know, not the GC Rock, not the other logos, but the TSW riding logo that looks a lot like the NWO. I mean, anybody could really do it, right? They wrestle for TSW, even though they're not in TSW. So I'm very protective. I am very protective of the brand. But, in theory, right, they could. Now, we did miss one thing. I didn't see that from before, but the elbow pads are not green the way they should be. Touche. We will get it. The hair will always remain orange. That is too hard to undo and redo. Took a long time just to get those like two little things in there. You wouldn't think it would, but it does. And right off the bat, missile drop kick. And Penny goes down quick. Now remember, they've got 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes between being released. And we don't know what order they're getting released in. It's not the order that they come out in. The order they come out doesn't even matter except for the last two. Penny trying to get a hold of what's going on, and you can see Penny not wrestling with the mask over her face. So two different versions of that. I have debated changing the colors up. Same outfit, different colors. I've debated that. But right now, Penny kind of in control. Tidy reeling a little bit. Is going to have to make the bleeding stop. European uppercut. And a cutter. So yeah, a little bit of back and forth. Stretching out the hamstring. If Penny didn't stretch out before the match, now she's getting a little stretch. That's Tidy News for you, though. Always thinking of others. Penny, big right hand reversal, and there is no padding on the outside of this ring. That is for sure. There's only owies outside of there. Steel floors, glass barriers. Like it's not your friend outside that ring. Penny heading up to the top rope. Cross body, but both wrestlers come down and hit pretty hard. Penny, first one back to her feet. Goes for the pin. One. Only gets a 1 count, and it's got to be getting there. There it is. I was going to say, it's got to be getting close. Penny blocks that missile drop kick. Delivers a right hand, and now some knees. Who is going to be next? The Boots. So there are 3 non-TSW wrestlers and 3 TSW wrestlers in this match. All 3 TSW wrestlers are in the ring right now. And they cannot afford not to fight it out. They just can't. Hurricane Rana back down on that steel plate. Goes to Boots. Can't see what's going on, but Tidy was on the right end of that exchange until the Boots got involved. Rolls her up for a 1 count. You know, you got to test the waters out and see what's going on. Reversal by Tidy, but walks right into Penny, belly to belly. Penny now going for the pin. 1, 2, and only a 2 count, but that was about a 2.5 count. The Boots smartly backing up, and Superman punch by Tidy News. I thought she grabbed the Boots for a swinging neck breaker, but maybe she didn't. The Boots picking up Penny, and a big slam right down on her back. Tidy went for what looked like a spear, and the Boots blocks that spear. And now, figure 4 leg lock. That's like a side figure 4 leg lock because she hasn't laid all the way back. Tidy fights out of it and hits Penny with the missile drop kick again, just to get drop kicked by the Boots. Penny missed the first one for strike 1, but then rips an RBI single using the Boots' head. And the Boots somehow is on top again, goes for the pin, gets a 1 count. Somebody is coming out of this elimination chamber next. Who is it going to be? One of the debuts or the champion? Miss Frost. So Miss Frost now coming out. And it looks like she's going to match up with Penny while Tidy gets a 2 count on the Boots. And Miss Frost, you know, she's just really going after everybody. DDT on Tidy News doesn't even get the cover, and I thought she would have. And just kicking Tidy right up in the forehead. And I thought that was going to be a power bomb by the Boots, but Penny, Hurricane Rana's right up on out of there. Flipping neck breaker, and Penny setting up for one of the greatest TSW finishing moves. Hits a diamond cutter, really what they call a penny dropper. But not how the penny dropper is normally done. That's just a variation. We'll call that variation 2 of the penny dropper. Takes out the knee of the Boots. Miss Frost takes Penny down, attacks the head. Back to her feet first. The Boots trying to fight back out of it. And Mrs. Frost kind of getting on it. And you can tell Miss Frost gives up some size to Boots. So, a slam submission hold. Is Boots going to tap? Penny just kind of watching, making a scouting report of what's going on right here. And says, hey, let me get in and try to pin her. for a 1-2. And Boots kicks out, but Miss Frost right back on Boots, and somehow, oddly, it's not. Now that was Mrs. Frost's finishing move called Freezer Burn. And Penny went for the pin, crossbody to Miss Frost, and can't decide who she's attacking now. Big right hand. Goes for the pin, 1, 2. And Penny kicks out, and now Miss Nightmare, one of the larger female wrestlers, is in the ring, going after the Boots, picks her up, and big slam back down onto the mat. And it's like everything she has done to this point has been very powerful. Pins the Boots, 1, 2. And I don't think Boots was expecting that. I don't think any of us were expecting that. Penny DDT on Miss Frost outside the ring, so that move is going to be even more powerful. And it looks like Penny was setting up for something. And takes out the knee. Miss Nightmare firmly in control inside the ring right now. The Boots looks like she's getting it turned back around. Penny Hurricane Rana on Miss Frost, and Miss Nightmare sends Boots right on back out. So Penny's like, hey, we'll come at, what is that? Look at that move. I don't think we've seen that move that Miss Nightmare was doing since the Steiners did it. Couple of reverses going on in the ring. Things starting to even out a little bit. And I'm telling you, we are very close to the champ getting out. 1, 2, 3. And I thought that was going to save Boots when Penny pinned Miss Frost, but it did not. And now Miss Nightmare on Penny like it ain't nobody's business. And the best thing that could happen right now, and that is Miss Nightmare's finishing move, the Bone Crusher, and hits her for the 1, 2, 3. And now Sting's people turn on Sting's people while the champ gets into the ring. And Wisely just kind of sits back, lets that happen, but takes a big right boot, and she's on the ground. Miss Nightmare really firmly in control of what's going on. Can Misti get this turned around or no? Strange side head smasher, side slam, and laying the Boots. Misti should know right now she's got to get one of the two of them out of there. It's in her best interest. Big knee, and another big knee, and then a third knee right to the side of the head. Go for the cover. She does not. Runs into Miss Nightmare, and Miss Nightmare now pounds her into the corner. Misti fighting her way out, and then big missile drop kick. Miss Frost trying to get to her feet. Misti trying to stay with Miss Nightmare. Then gets put in this weird submission lock by Miss Frost. Way too early, though. Should not have a big problem fighting out of that. Vicious clothesline. Goes for the pin, 1. And now, oddly, it's almost like Miss Frost understands the situation that if she wants to be the title holder, she is going to have to turn on Miss Nightmare as well. The two of them are going to have to take her out. She is very, very strong and could shake up the balance in TSW's wrestling in the world title. The world title picture. 1, 2, And kicks out, but I mean, that is like 2 7/8. You know what I mean? I thought that was 3 and that she actually succeeded. Big boot. Misti realized it a little bit late. Miss Nightmare ducks it. And the slam from Miss Nightmare. She tries to work on the arm. Looks like Misti trying to fight out of it and hits her with that vicious clothesline again. Misses and sidesteps the missile drop kick coming in from Miss Frost. But Miss Frost gets right back on it. But again, recognizes she has got to go after Miss Nightmare if she wants a shot at winning this belt. Can anybody beat her one-on-one? Because so far, 2-on-1, 3-on-1, it doesn't look like it. Look at the sheer strength of this. Big slam. Miss Frost trying to take her. Oh, and a huge super kick. Rolls up Miss Nightmare. 1, 2, and gets a 2 count. Misti trying to get over to Miss Frost to hit her. Gets a 1 count. Miss Nightmare's got to be like, what is going on? Misti, after what is happening? Wow, finally connects. Finally connects on something. I was starting to wonder. And here Misti sets up for it. Will she be able to get it in? No, she will not. 1, 2, 3. And now no matter what happens, we will have a new Survival Champion here tonight. The champion has been put out. Big leg drop off the top rope. Is that going to be enough? 1, 2, 3. And it's enough for Miss Frost to pull out a crazy win against Miss Nightmare, because you have to admit, and all of us were thinking the same thing, that she was about to win that match, and she doesn't. Kind of almost got snuck by Miss Frost. Miss Frost, maybe not as big as Miss Nightmare, but a very, very smart wrestler. She has a couple powerful moves. We saw the super kick there. She knew enough to know that, yeah, she does have to put a couple moves on Miss Nightmare before it's just a one-on-one match. So what a great match.